Well, welcome to my campsite. This is the driveway. It's steep, but it was already graded in the first incarnation of a campsite back in the late 70s. So it's a beautiful driveway. Needs a little gravel. That light spot up there, that's the road. So you're close to the road, but isolated. Now, come down here. Here's my sort of current tool construction area. This to the right is going to be a parking lot. Right now it's a dip, but it's going to get filled with gravel, and those trees are going to get cut down, and people are going to be able to park their cars there. Now this is going to be a terrace right here where my car is currently parked, and like it's a beautiful spot. So I think it's going to be one of the first places where there's like a terrace, like a stone terrace, or maybe a temporary wood platform until I can make a stone terrace. And then it goes this way. Now you couldn't see much prior to this trip, but I cut down a lot of trees. Now we're going into the area where people are going to camp. So all of this area here by the brook is just right behind all this. That's all going to be, like eventually platforms and stone terraces and stoves and stuff like that where people can hang. And then as you get more into the private area, this beautiful area over here with the ferns and stuff is likely where I want to put a platform. See what I can get away with, how I can engineer it, and what the DEC and the town are going to let me do. So then you go over here. This is going to be like my first campsite. Not for guests, my first guest campsite, because it's dry and it's right on the brook. And that's dry, but this is moist. So I got to work on keeping that dry and getting this less moist. That tree more or less marks the end of my property. It really fell right at the boundary. There's going to be new owners and in that property there moving in. And so we'll see. So we'll see how much privacy I need to create. But eventually I need to make some division so my guests have privacy. And then looking back, you can see my car in the distance. And to go back, campsite, which will eventually be the hot tub site because it's very private and secluded. Storage shed, big platform in the sky with a huge tent overlooking the brook. This is going to be like, this is already a path. This used to be a path maybe 100 years ago. I'm pretty sure you can see that it slopes to the brook and has been cleared of other rocks. It's hard to see, but that's what this is. It used to be a tractor path. Went right up to my other campsite now. That's my personal woodsy campsite. Let's go look at that. Who's making a corn fritter? Today I'm just walking across the brook, trying to keep my boots relatively dry, but the water's so low, I can just walk across. Most of the time I'm just wearing Crocs. All right, so this used to be a ramp, I'm pretty sure, for tractors and horses and, old school farming over 100 years ago. And this used to all be a field. Delaware County was clear cut 2-3 times, and so this was definitely a field once. And here's my spot. This is where I'm making a permanent lean-to. I've already had a temporary lean-to that I've taken down, and I'm slowly working the land to level it and make a permanent lean-to. It's not an immediate thing. So there's my kitchen table, my utility table. It's not very well made, but it's working for now. And that over there is like my garage, my shed, where I have tools and clothing and backpacks. And this is where I'm sleeping right now in my hammock, which the ground is a construction site, so it's not really good for, even in a cot, there's nothing good. These are going to be posts. They're burnt to keep the wood preserved when I bury them in the ground, but it's been very hard to dig holes, so I don't know how that's going to go. We're working on alternative plans. There's my cooking kitchen. Over there's my cleaning area. Here's a corn fritter cooking and some bacon on a plate. And then you look at this beautiful view when you wake up in the morning and it'll all be part of like this campsite where eventually it'll have, you know, I hope 3 different places where people can sleep and camp, and different states of either wilderness or luxury, I hope eventually. Well, I haven't made my sleeping lean-to, but my tools now have a lean-to. Pallets, free pallets, and a piece of wood from a tree, and a bunch of tarps. And now my iron tools will not get f***ed up when I'm not here by the extreme wet conditions, I hope.